ومن الإيمان بالله الإيمان بقضائه وقدره، فيعلم أن ما أصابه لم يكن ليخطئه، وأن ما أخطأه لم يكن ليصيبه، وأن هذا مكتوب في اللوح المحفوظ قبل أن يخلق الله السماوات والأرض ب50,000 سنة.
الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده. Assalamu alaikum. In this video, I'm walking you through the full setup of this app we call LectureSubs. So we're going to be installing it, getting your 2 free API keys, and running your first lecture through the app. By the end, inshallah, you'll have a working translation pipeline running on your own machine, ready to go. Bismillah. So we're going to start at the website we have over here linked in the post. You can download for your respective platform. It's very important you read this disclaimer down here though. Let's download this. Finishes downloading. Mac has us, drag it into our applications folder, which won't be a problem for us. Sorry, this is double click like so. If you get this, which you most likely are to get on Mac, not sure about Windows, I could walk myself through it on my VM afterwards. Then you're going to do the following. You're going to click this question mark. You're going to open privacy and security. You're going to scroll down. Let's see. It should be asking me for permission somewhere. Strange. Go to setting here and click open anyway. There we go. So you press done first, and then the permission should be asked right here. You're gonna open anyway. Type your password in. The reason why it's asking is because we have to actually sign the application before trying to distribute it via Mac, and that costs money, and I just wasn't interested in paying. My best. Okay, so we're greeted with the application homepage. We're going to start off in settings. 2 things you have to do. It's not going to show active if you're opening it for your first time, but this, I guess, status symbol is here to basically indicate whether or not you have your API keys set or not. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to set our API keys. What are API keys? They're basically a means for our application to communicate with the AI services that will be allowing us to translate these videos in real time. So let's start with the Gemini. You're going to click that link. It should bring you to AI Studio. You're going to make an account. Just log in, make an account really quick, and you should end up on the API keys tab. You're going to create an API key. Very simple. Gonna wait for it to load a little bit. And then you should get your API key. Don't worry, I'm gonna delete this as soon as the tutorial is over so you guys don't pull a fast one. Not that I'd think bad of my brothers. Then you're gonna paste your API key in here. Save. This is just for persistent storage. There we go. Key saved securely, and then we're going to do the same for Groq. Let's go here. You're going to make an account, and then you're going to go to the API keys page, and then you're going to create a API key for Groq. Very simple. Then you're going to copy, Make sure not to share these with anyone because people could do some pretty bad things with them if they have unrestricted access to your API key. Okay, now that we have both set, we have basically unlocked the full capabilities of this application. But I'm going to walk you through the other settings first before we actually get into the translating. So we're translating from Arabic primarily. That's what the app is designed for. You could translate into other languages, such as English, Spanish, etc. You could choose your model. I highly suggest everyone uses Gemini Pro for more accurate translations, which is very important given the context of what it is that we're translating. If you are on a budget, whilst still being willing to actually, do the due diligence of, even more thoroughly vetting out the translations that are outputted by the AI, then you could choose Flash, just if you're on a more strict budget. But I really suggest using the Pro. This may look scary at first, but it's not that bad. I recommend always staying on 3. I personally never move it. I always keep it on 3 for max concurrent chunks, no matter the video length. But for this chunk length, that's where you're going to want to mess around with it a little bit. All right, for chunk length, you could read what's here below. If you're below 5 minutes, then just generally stay below 5 minutes. When you get up to those higher, longer videos, then I think a chunk length of 15 to 20 for videos that are 50 minutes and above I think that's a pretty reasonable chunk length. Just stick to what's said here. You should be good. I don't ever change this. I'm always at 3 max concurrent chunks, so I don't really have to worry about that. If you're curious about the more specific workings of this, then I suggest just screenshotting it and asking ChatGPT as to what exactly that does. This is going to make more sense as we go on, but if you want to just upload audio and have a nice background to look at whilst your subtitles appear as an overlay, then you could upload said background here. Likewise with your watermark, if you have a channel and you're going to do promotions of some sorts, then you could upload your watermark there. I recommend keeping this on just to know what you're dealing with. Okay, so after we have our settings configured, we're going to get into the meat of the project. These parts are pretty intuitive. You could drop in any audio or screen recording of your choice, and then you'll have a previewer open after everything is all said and done with your subtitles. If you are dropping in a screen recording and you do not want to see the screen recording itself with its overlays and so on, you could do audio only upload, in which you're also able to upload audio files, and you can also upload screen recordings by dragging the screen recording onto the box like so. And then you'll get to the same place. Reason why I'm not doing it is because we're gonna demo this whole thing with just one video, and for that I want to demo it with the YouTube functionality. So just grab any YouTube video of your choice, get its link, paste it in here. If you don't want the actual video playing and just want a background, then you could select the audio only toggle right here. Otherwise it'll just show you the actual source video with the subtitles displayed on top. We're going to keep the audio only though. Of course, for this to work you need to actually upload a background picture in the settings. So let's download. While this downloads, I will say you do want to be in the habit of deleting some of these videos as you go. It can quickly stack up, and as you can see they take up a lot of storage. So I just hovered over those X buttons. That's how you go about deleting the videos from this YouTube downloader. Let's transcribe and translate. this is exactly how the flow looks with the file upload that I was kind of showcasing earlier as well. So we're greeted with the actual previewer. You could play it.
ما هو النصيحة لمن كثرت فيه الفتور وضعف الهمة؟ هذا نعم 5 أشياء.
Okay, and then you could mess around with the size of the subtitles.
5 أشياء ولكن قبل.
You could change the positioning around. You could add background, remove the Arabic, keep the Arabic. You could create clip segments. So say you wanted to upload a clip of this lecture to TikTok or Instagram Reels. You could just quickly title it here for your own record keeping. It's called intro. Yeah, let's not get too fancy. 00. Let's just grab the first 10 seconds, first 12 seconds of the lecture. Appears down here.
ما هو النصيحة لمن كثرت.
In a it appears. Sorry, and then you're brought to this, in which you're able to add to the queue if you feel like the short is too short. Yeah, you could also edit the subtitles as we've done before. You could change the blur, crop it so that there's no borders at all, and you could export it in this nice aspect ratio that fits the Instagram and TikTok, I guess, video aspect ratio theme that we find. You could do the same for YouTube videos. For those longer videos, you could just clip longer segments of the actual original video that we have here and then upload to YouTube. So that's that part. And then on this part, very important, is the actual editor. So here we can edit the Arabic transcription as well as the AI translation. We could also edit the timestamps, or the duration rather, the duration as synced to the video itself of each cue. So a cue being these blocks of translations along with the transcriptions. So just change the timing around if you feel like the timing's off. And yeah, let's see what else there is to. And then reviewing is very important. So if you just click the review button, the AI will kick off a second review. The reason why we're not doing this up front is because of the nature of LLMs. LLMs tend to do better when they're focused on a specific task. So this is us allowing the LLM to focus on getting it right by way of looking at the context of certain words, making sure there's no garbled Arabic, just looking at context. Of course, it can't hear, so these edits and translations and suggestions that it's going to give you are not the end-all be-all. Of course, you're going to have to thoroughly vet each suggestion given due to it just making its best guess on the context it has around it, as well as its knowledge of grammar and so on. So yeah, we'll wait for that to finish. And then what else can you talk about? You could also export. This just gives you the transcript. This means that if you export this way, it'll appear as a normal video with no subtitles appearing on the actual video itself. But like if you're in YouTube, via the YouTube interface, you could actually go into the caption settings and enable captions that way. That's what this is. But what a majority of us is going to want is this option right here, being able to burn the subtitles into the actual video itself. So what we see here in the preview is what we'd get in the final video export by clicking this option right here, video with burn-in subtitles. And here's also another interesting button that I'll showcase after I go through the reviews. And we'd click the time that it gave us to actually listen to whether or not it's accurate.
شكواه إلى الله إنما أشكو بثي وحزني إلى الله. يا رب ضعفت همتي يا رب.
This is a great example. The translation caught it, but because the actual transcription of the Arabic isn't AI, it's simply a transcription software, it did not catch it. So that's where the AI comes in, corrects that. We're going to approve this.
الناظر وخمسة علاج ضعف الهمة. قيل الناظر وخمسة علاج ضعف الهمة.
This is also right. Said Naldim. And yeah, and then you just go on like that. Anything that's wrong, you dismiss. Just be very meticulous when going over its translations, or its suggestions rather. If you want to save a project that you're working on and continue later, you could press the save button and it'll ask you to save a LectureSubs file. You just name it whatever. Okay. And then you could leave and then come back, and just like you left it, might have to mess with the subtitle formatting again, but that's pretty much it. I did forget to mention, if you want to collaborate with your friend on the same project, on the same translation project, then all they have to do is send you that .lecturesubs file as well as the original audio source, be that the YouTube link that you used to make the translation in the first place or an actual audio file. Let's see, I have an example right here. So my friend's giving me what I need to get started. I'll download the LectureSubs, and then I'll also grab this YouTube link. Let me get rid of this so that this can work. So I'm gonna try and open the LectureSubs, and it's gonna say, like, when your friend tries to open it, they're not gonna have the audio file. This is where your friend sending you that audio file, or you sending your friend that audio file, comes into play. You could either upload the audio file directly or just paste in a YouTube link. Audio file does have to be the same length as well as the YouTube video. It should not be a different YouTube video. And you just download, and there you go. You continue where your friend left off, and then you could just save this, send it back to your friend, and yeah, that's collaboration. Here's also another cool feature. If you're lazy to create the clips, you could have the AI create a bunch of clips for you. The same goes for entire YouTube videos. This video is only 6 minutes, so you're not going to be able to see that button, but if you go to a longer lecture like so, there's actually a create YouTube segments feature, which allows you to tell the AI to divvy up interesting parts of the lecture into whatever time you suggest, and then it'll give you a bunch of clips in these time durations. I'll give you guys an example. I'll do it with the clips so that we're a bit quicker. Okay, we're back. I skipped ahead in the recording a bit, but yeah. These are all clips made by the AI itself. It even gives you a nice title.
ما هو النصيحة لمن كثرت فيه الفتور وضعف الهمة.
Again, I should really go over the reviews, so not I want to actually watch the clips without having finished the corrections. Anyways, you could also do the same edits here. If you think the AI cut it too short, you could add a cue to the end so it extends the time in which it runs for. You could also you could prepend a cue to the start of the video. This isn't a good example because that's the start of the video, but here you could prepend, and then you get more context from anything that the AI might have cut short. Same goes for the actual YouTube video AI segments. Then you could just export these 4 clips into a folder of your choosing. You could just put like a new folder. RG clips. Oh, well, that's something I gotta fix. Anyways, yeah, I mean, that's gonna be fixed by the time you guys see this video, maybe. You could also save the clips as a lecture clips file. So if you want to save all of these clips, you could save them so as not to be under the mercy of Gemini's non-determinism. I'm not going to save that though because I'm kind of mad about what just happened. For actual export, you just press the export button and you wait for a while, and then it's going to prompt you to enter your file name that you want to, I guess, name this actual MP4 file, and then you'll do that, and then it'll finish. There we go. I clipped a little bit out, but took some time. Here it is. Just name it whatever you want. Save. And you'll get it in your file system. Okay, that concludes the tutorial for LectureSubs. Please, inshallah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Any improvements. I should be regularly updating this and tending to any problems that arise, so just let me know if you guys want any improvements, features, etc. within the comments. If I'm posting this on any other platforms, and you could also let me know there as well. Assalamu alaikum.